flying home tonight, and then tomorrow night we're flying to Sydney. So we have 24 hours to pack. So the tight schedule gave me an excuse to go shopping early. Thank you, Miss Singapore. Anyway, so the remaining part will be very practical. There are a lot of formulas. But before I go into that, first part I spent hoping we'd all get the same and the right thinking about the role and the meaning of social media in Nu Skin. And so when I start talking about branding and attraction, a lot of the time you will hear people saying, negative comments about whatever you're doing. I mean, we're no strangers to that. Okay, being in Nu Skin. But even when you start building your brand online, a lot of people will try to persuade you that you just don't have the face to do attraction marketing. What does that mean? Excuse me. Right? I have a cousin. My cousin. She's my dad's niece. She's from Hanoi, poor family. So they didn't know what to do when she turned 22, and they sent my cousin over to my family in the south when I was still 5 years old. So she's been with us all her life, right? And she knows sewing a little. She used to work as a factory worker, but all of those working conditions were so bad. At the end of the day, she returned to our family, and she has been our helper. She stayed as a live-in helper in our family. So she's very close. She's a family member of ours. When we first started with Nu Skin, she saw the big opportunity, but she also didn't know how to go about the business, because 8-10 hours a day she's in my family cooking, cleaning, doing, helping our families out with the chores. And so she has very little time left. So thankfully, when this came out, live stream came out, she can use whatever little hours she has left at 10 or 11 p.m. every day to do a live stream. And she has her own savings. She tries to save her own money so that she could buy all these products. Wouldn't give her the products. She bought with her own money. Nutri-Central sets, the Lumi Spa, the Galvanic Spa, not the HW yet, but she's saving for it, okay? So if you look at her timeline and all the videos that she's been posting, live streams of events, and mostly live stream herself in her own house, just sharing about the products. That's all she could do. She's very good with the Galvanic Spa and the Lumi Spa. So she does what she does best. 6 months ago, she returned home to Hanoi, went to a university reunification where she met old friends who are not in Nu Skin and who are not open. So the first thing they said to her was, hey, we noticed that you've been online promoting products. So that's what they thought we were doing. Okay. Traditionally, they just think, oh, we're promoting products to sell. Oh, we've seen you online promoting products. Let us share with you sincerely and honestly. If you want to promote product, have to find someone pretty. Pay money to someone pretty. So bad, right? Old university friends. I mean, that's what people think. When you talk about marketing, right, and promoting and branding, people think, celebrity, good looking, young looking, okay, K-pop star looking. Not me. I mean, I like K-pop, but so she came home feeling very defeated, very sad. Right? Not because people say you're not good looking. It's okay. We don't need people to tell us we're good looking. But it's because people are thinking her efforts in vain. So I had to explain this to her, that attraction marketing is the art of attracting those who are like us and those who like us. Okay? Those who are not like us and those who do not like us, it's okay. Don't have to come into my friend list. Don't have to stay. If you come, you don't like me, feel free to leave. Unfriend, no problem. And this is attraction marketing. I'm not sharing all these things so we all become famous, influencers online. Because we're not the kind of traditional celebrities. We're not paid by brands to become brand ambassadors. We're not that kind of celebrities, but we are paid by Nu Skin to represent their brands. And they don't care what we look like, right? They care how we treat each other. And if we can share these values to as many people as possible, and that's the wonderful kind of brand Nu Skin is. And attraction marketing here, we only need to attract those who feel the same things that we do, who thinks the same way that we do. And we only need to attract and retain and make people who like us stay with us. We don't need to please everyone. We don't need for everyone to like us, because then we would be a celebrity on TV. We don't, even celebrity on TV has anti-fans, haters, right? We only need to attract those who willingly come to us and stay with us. So I'd like to emphasize this, so we never feel little about ourselves. We are there and we do personal branding, okay? So, practice. How do we put this all into practice? Marketing, at the end of the day, is only about 3 things. Very simple. 3 things. Content. What's the content? What's the message? What's the story? Okay, what are the details and the information that you put out there? And this applies to all social media platforms, right? But we're focusing on Facebook for 2 reasons. Firstly, because that's where most people are. You have many other social media platforms, but they don't have the same number of huge users like Facebook. Facebook has the most users, so there's the highest potential. Secondly, because Facebook allows you to build a community. Many people ask me, why am I not on Instagram? I have an Instagram, but I haven't updated it for years. I used to be very active on Instagram because I liked photography, and I took what seems to me very nice pictures. And I used to post very often, daily, right? Then one day I woke up, I just felt tired and lazy, and so I stopped. And that's the reason why I'm not building new skin on Instagram, because Instagram, if you think about it, was a platform that was created for image makers, for people who could make and produce and create really nice and impressive photos. And that's not a teachable skill. That's not a duplicable skill. On Facebook, you can attract and build a community based on who you are and what you like, through like-minded people. That's attraction. Not on Instagram. On Instagram, you cannot build a community because you have no groups. Even their direct messaging is very limited. That's why I'm not on Instagram. Same thing with YouTube. YouTube attracts a lot of members of the extreme groups. So, I mean, people go on there and argue about everything in the comments of each and every video, right? So, not somewhere to build a community. Facebook, we can create our own group, manage our own group, so we can build our own community. So, content, and then reach. Who is that content reaching? Who are we delivering the content to? Who is reading our content? Because you'll find out eventually that there is no good or bad content. There's only content that fits our audience and content that doesn't fit our audience. So the question is not about good or bad. When I teach my team to do this, they're like, oh, I am bad at writing. I've never been good at the literature subject in school. Right? And I said, you don't have to be good at writing. It's more important to write the kind of content that's suitable to the people who you want to read, the people that you want to read the content, okay? So who are you reaching? That's reach. And finally, we optimize, okay? So what do we do with content? This I already shared. We are the chief editor of our Facebook magazine. So what topics, what subjects are you going to share on your Facebook? That is a question for you to answer yourself. I don't have a question for you. I don't have an answer for you, because I have my own topics of what I like to post. And they capitalize on my strength and on my fields of interests. You will have your own strengths and fields of interests. But the one important thing is, whatever topics that you choose to post, please have a schedule. Have a plan. Because if you don't have a schedule, you would waste a lot of time online. Like the lady who asked me the question, am I going to spend 12 hours online? We will spend 12 hours online if we're not sure what we're there to do, right? We turn on Facebook and we don't know what we're supposed to say. So this is my post schedule. If you're good with PowerPoint or Excel, you can create a nice looking schedule. I'm lazy, so I just type this out in my note, in my laptop, and it just tells me on Monday in the morning, what am I going to post? On Tuesday in the morning, what am I going to post? And it goes on for every single day of the week. That's it. So if you have this schedule, the night before going to bed, you would already know what the kind of content that you need to create for tomorrow, right? So you have some preparation mentally. So tomorrow, you can maximize your time. And hopefully it only takes about half an hour or 45 minutes to do all of the posting. And then, if you need be, you can be offline. So here I have Monday. In the morning, I normally post something about business and startup, the trends in social business, because I just enjoy that topic, and I go online and I read about it all the time. So I share about business and social. In the evening, I do this because in the evening I go on a live stream where I also talk about business and startup, and then occasionally I will slip Nu Skin in as an example. So I go on live and I say, you might not know, we now have a new name. The world calls us micro-entrepreneurs. And we're the new generations of entrepreneurs. And how can a person do a business global without spending a lot of money? That's thanks to the platform model. For example, the company that I'm working with, Nu Skin, has a platform just like that. And then I go on a BOM presentation. But people don't mind, because I started off teaching them something new. Okay? I started off telling them a new concept. And then suddenly I'm speaking about Nu Skin, but they think, oh, I'm just giving an example. No problem. Okay? So I gave them a Nu Skin BOM presentation. Okay? And whoever is interested will send me a direct message later. Yeah? So that's how it works. So Tuesday in the morning, I do some product review. I review a book that I recently read. I review food from a close by restaurant, or I review whatever a shirt that I like that I bought from a store. Why do I do this? Because in the evening is our product campaign on the LumiSpa. And so this gives whatever I say about the LumiSpa some neutrality. Is that how you pronounce the word? Yeah, some neutrality. It makes whatever I say about the LumiSpa objective. Because people don't think, oh, this person is only talking good about the Nu Skin products. And it puts me into a position where I constantly share with people my own experiences. So when I come to share with people my own experiences about the Nu Skin products, the Nu Skin business opportunity, it seems objective. It seems natural. And it's easy for people to praise. Okay? And you'll notice the category that I share here. Nothing in competition with Nu Skin. Obviously, I don't want to go out and review L'Oreal, right? Our competing brand. So these are products that Nu Skin don't produce, hopefully. So it's not in competition with whatever I'm going to share about Nu Skin. Yeah. Okay, that's a very long story, I won't tell. So, Wednesday morning, I post about family and friends. Thursday, I share my before and after picture, because again, in the evening, that's our product campaign. Right? And I can say, thanks to LumiSpa, that's how I got the before-after picture this morning. Blah, blah, blah. So, this is the kind of schedule that you should have. So they kind of tell you, and you also see strategically where to have your product post, your sale and commercial post, right? And recruitment post, and where to have your personal post. Very important thing to have, schedule. How do you make your content personal? The first thing I'd like to emphasize is make it authentic. And that means, please don't copy someone else's post, including your upline or your downlines. Please don't copy. It always happens that whatever I post on my Facebook, someone in my team will copy. And then they will come and say, how come I didn't recruit anyone through this post? Or how come I didn't sell anything through this post? Because it's not in the post. It's in my brand. Okay? So if we copy from someone else's, it would definitely not fit with your image and whatever words or styles you've been using on your Facebook so far. So please be authentic, be your true self. If you'd like to understand this concept further, online, a lot of literature. Just Google "be yourself." You have a lot of literature to read. I'm not sure how to go into this deep, so yes, just be authentic. And then be accessible. This is about using language and words that can reach the most of people. As I shared when I first joined, because of the initial bad name that NYM had in Vietnam, right? And because of our family standing in society, not bad, because I also had some very good credentials, I used very big words when I talked about Nu Skin. I used professional words, complicated, Latin-sounding words, and very scientific terms when I talk about the products, because I thought that's how I make this look professional, so that people kind of respect whatever we share with them, right? Big mistake, because it made me sound so foreign to everyone. No one understood what I was talking about. Whenever I talk about true phase, everybody would look very confused because I kept talking about substances and ingredients, right? So make your story accessible. A simpler example is when we do title recognition. We don't just say, congratulations, this is our new Ruby executive. Because, yeah, what's a Ruby? What does it even mean to my life? So if we put ourselves in the audience perspectives and think, what does this mean to them? Does it add any value to them? Okay? Does it help them understand something new? And you know how to tell a story in a way that makes the audience feel approachable and accessible. So now instead of saying, this is our new Ruby, we say, this is our new business executives who's at the age of 28 is running a business organization in 5 countries and is earning an income that is equivalent to a head of department salary. Right? I mean, use comparisons, make Nu Skin part of life out there. I mean, we're very different to other businesses, but we should emphasize the difference where it matters. In other areas where we try to talk about the business, I'd like to make it accessible to others. So outsiders understand what we do here in Nu Skin. So it's not kind of a mystery. Okay? And thirdly, tell story. Story is the best. I actually don't know how to teach people to tell story. The only way I can do is if my downline write it and they send it to me, I can sort of coach them and show them. But I'll take an example. One of the posts that helped me generate a lot of interest, right, and revenue for G3 in Vietnam was a post where I told a story about G3. So instead of posting professional looking photos of G3 and talked about all the ingredients and say, this is good for, please inbox me, right? Instead of doing that, I told a real story. And I said, so this is my post. I don't actually have a picture, but this is my post. I said, this morning my friend texted me and said, my mom is 60, but she is weaker and slower than most 60 moms. Do you have something that can help her? Full stop. Line break. Very short, 4 lines. And then I said, and so this morning, a pair of, I don't want to use the wrong words, I forgot the words I used, but a pair of antioxidant, super special fruit juice is on its way to my friend's mom, and I hope she feels better. That's the story. Okay, very simple. But in that story, you have all the background details. Now everybody is going to look at G3 and think, I don't know much about this, but I know people of 60 years old or above can have their health improved thanks to G3. You can do the same. You can tell the same kind of story if you're targeting G3 to parents who would like to buy it for their children's eyesight, for example. So that's storytelling. Very effective and very personal too. Next two is to make your content valuable and interactive. I'll go into them in a little more details. How do you make it valuable? As I shared earlier, just teach them something new. When people learn something new, they find it valuable. And this is also my presentation style. You see that I'm not the kind of, I'm not really a type of motivational speaker. I'm also not, I'm not that funny. I try to make jokes, thank you for laughing at them. I'm not that funny, right? But people like my sharings and my presentations because always in my slides, there's something new. And after an hour, maybe they don't remember anything, but they remember one new concept about Industry 4.0 after they walk out the door. So when you teach people something, they like you. Because they feel, this person is adding value to my life. So when they read something from you that has a new information or new knowledge, they'd like to add you, become your friend, and even become your followers, because then they want to read things from you every day. I have a friend who commented on my post and said, please keep writing. I enjoy reading your post more than the newspapers. But isn't that what we want? Right? We want people to come to our personal Facebook every day. That's how we create interaction and bond and connection. So, just teach them something new. And I'm sure we all have a wealth of information and knowledge to teach. You can teach them anything. Right? If you've ever done one day of corporate job, you will know how to teach someone on a corporate interview, a job interview, right? You can teach them anything. So teach them, inform, if whatever content you put is informative, help them update or know new information. So many people come to my Facebook and compliment me for being smart. In fact, I'm not smart. I'm just collecting interesting information from Google, or Business Insiders, or Bloomberg, and I read news. And whatever I find interesting, I retell the story on my personal Facebook. And everyone come on and say, "Oh my God, it's true, you were at Oxford, you're so smart." Just because I was being informative, right? I was the first person, among the first people on Facebook to update about the news of Uber's withdrawal from Southeast Asia. And along with that, I had a few of my analysis, a few of my viewpoints. And everybody loved it. That's the kind of thing, just help people inform themselves. And then the last three are the more advanced level, and I don't actually do them, but they're in the formula, so I share them with you anyway. Some of us might have a natural ability to move people, touch their hearts, right, through the kind of stories you tell, make them cry, the kind of things. Or we might be very humorous and we can entertain people, make them laugh. Or the highest form of coaching is to help people discover themselves. So all these things will make your content valuable, but right now I'm only doing the first two. The last three, I think, is not easy to do on an online platform, and it's also not duplicable. Okay? But if you do content that can teach and inform, everyone can do it. Very easy. And then make your content interactive. Some do and don'ts. I think you'll find word familiar. In terms of format, the least interactive form, obviously, is text, because we're all lazy. We don't want to read anymore. But if they like you and trust you enough, they will read long posts from you. So text is not very interactive, but if you pair it with a photo, with an image, it will draw people in. So a small tip of mine is whenever I write about serious topics, so whenever I have a recruit message, about the Nu Skin business opportunity, I will pair it with a lifestyle-looking photographs of myself. And so the first 50 people who come in and like was because of the photograph. But the first 50 likes will boost my post. More people will start coming in. And then those who are interested will start reading my post. So that's a small tip. If you post about serious topics, you post about the company or the business opportunity, find a fun photo of yourself, so you attract more attention. I used to demonstrate my content. So if I write about, water purifier, I would have to have a photo of water. But it could be boring, and it could put people off. So now, even if I write about the water purifier, it'll be me smiling. It doesn't have to go together. You just have to attract a lot of people to read your post. So, text and image. Video. Video is supposed to be more interactive. I don't do videos a lot. I think partly because making a video is not easy. It takes a lot of skills. You have to have apps that makes your video look cool. I don't even use videos because I skip videos and I do live stream. Live stream will be the most interactive form because you're interacting with people real time. What do you say on live stream? It's the same as the content that I share. Authentic, accessible, storytelling, valuable content. Same. And then don'ts. This is in terms of subject. It's in terms of subject. Sensitive topics. I think all public social platforms have the same guidelines. Religion, sex, politics are sensitive topics, and they tend to attract extreme attention. So let's stay away from them. No negative feelings or sharings, please, because people are online to sort of wind down and relax after a long day of working, and we'd like to be a source of constant emotional and mental support to them. So when we're sad, talk to your uplines. Right? Don't put it on Facebook, please. No sharings. I would like to minimize sharing other people's content to your Facebook, because as I mentioned earlier, you're doing branding for them. So when you share something, you're doing branding for someone else. If you read something online, if you watch a YouTube video that you really like, make it your own content. It's okay, right? You're receiving that content, you're internalizing it, and then you're retelling it in your own words. It's not plagiarism. It's not plagiarism. It's plagiarism if you copy the whole thing and you put your own credit. in it, right? But if it's your own experience and you retell it in your own words, share like that. Don't share things directly to your Facebook. And tagging I've shared. And then that's the 80% of the personal content. The remaining 20% of commercial and sale and product content, you need a schedule for it, right? Like I shared. These are some of the small tips I've shared about storytelling. If you apply storytelling to product posts, it should make it more approachable and easy to accept. Pain and gain is a very important concept. When we first met Ling, who actually taught us a lot of these sort of traditional marketing practices that we forgot or we didn't apply online, he asked us, okay, so what kind of product are you trying to raise awareness about, right, so people know more about? And we said, the Galvanic Spa. That was before the Lumi Spa came out. So he said, okay, so who is your target audience? And being positive, new skin leaders. We said, everyone. Everyone with facial skin, obviously. Right? From 18 onwards, you age. So everyone with facial skin, 18 onwards, need a Galvanic Spa. Is it true? It's actually true. It's true. Everyone is so scared, no one's answering me. Of course it's true. Yes, of course it's true. But that's not how we do marketing. Because the content that you write for a 30-year-old woman is different from the content that you write for a 50-year-old woman. Also, so different from content that you write for a 25-year-old man. So if we think like that about our target audience, we think, oh, everyone is the same, right? We're speaking to a big mass of people, nameless, faceless. We're going to write very general content that doesn't touch anyone's heart because we're not speaking to them specifically. So that actually comes to the second part of segmentation. So I go to that a little later. But so yeah, be very clear of your target audience, understand their real pain, and then whatever gain that your product can offer to them, be also specific about the gains within compliance rules, please. So no overclaiming, okay? And sticking with the 80-20 rule, even when we talk about product, I take 80% of my content is about experience. It's about stories. Only 20% about utility or functional. So I very rarely, I almost never post anything about ingredients. Never. On my Facebook, because they don't need to know the ingredient. They just need to know how my face looks like and how my skin feels like after I use this product. And that's the kind of experience we should focus on. And then the last tip that we found very effective for us is to name our products. This is the rare space in MLM where you can get creative and name your products. So instead of calling R squared, I call it the energy pill. And pill here doesn't mean drugs in Vietnam, it's just capsules, right? But to make it short and easy to understand, the energy pill, because people don't need to know the commercial name R squared. But when you say energy pill, in about 2 seconds, immediately they have an idea of how this product works and the kind of value it adds to your life. So, yeah, name your products. Life Pack, one of my downline did very well with Life Pack when she started calling it the vegetable cart pill. In English it sounds strange, but in Vietnam we call it the vegetable cart pill to represent the fact that your Life Pack is almost like a cart full of vegetables. It replaces, not replaces, I do apologize, supplements, whatever vitamins, I was being too excited, sorry. Supplements and complements whatever vitamins and minerals that you put into your body for your nutrition every day. It's the vegetable cart pill, okay? So naming products makes it easy for people to understand and to accept and embrace. So that's the 20% of the sale content. Now this is reach. Okay? We've done now with content. Now we're trying to see who we're reaching. Is it the right target audience? So these are all the different type of segmentation you can look at. It looks complicated. Actually, you just need to know these things so you're a little mindful of the people you're speaking to when you start describing your business opportunity and your product. When I talk about the new skin business opportunity, I try to be mindful of the people I'm speaking to. Because if they're young, I need to use a different language. Right? If they're middle-aged, I need to talk about a different aspect of the business. If they've never done business before, I need to have a tailored message to them. So this helps you with the tailoring of the message. You can't really control all of that in your friend list. No. So as I said, we just max out the 5,000 friends first. Then through our personal and valuable content, we'll filter out the quality people. Yeah? So quantity, 5,000. Through your interaction, you have the quality later. And then most important is to have that individual connection. Have that individual connection. And then we optimize. It's that simple. And by optimize, I mean repeat. So we do what we have to do, and then after a week, after a month, we look back at our results, and if we're not happy with the results, we think we can do better, we find space for improvement, and then we repeat. So this sounds complicated. It could be as simple as this. I'd like to share this with you. I put all of this in place because people need training. We used to have a sideline in our big Nuviet group, which is the group under our FTC upline dean. This lady was in Germany. I only knew Vietnamese, didn't know German. She recently emigrated there. And for 6 whole months, every single day, lunchtime, she'll be on live stream and sharing with people the dish that she's cooking for lunch today. Whole 6 months, that's the only thing she did. No posting, no content, don't care about segmentation. Just go on live stream. Hey, hi, oh, Miss Hoa, all Vietnamese in the Czech Republic, hi, I'm in Germany. That's the kind of personal connection, right? And then she keeps doing that, and she only does that for 15 minutes every day. 15 minutes, because that's when she cooks. After she's halfway cooking, she'll end the live stream, and she does that for 6 whole months. Superstar of my MTC upline. Crazy recruitment at GSV. 15 minutes every single day. Just go online and connect with people in your own way, in the best way that you can. Okay? So if at the end of the day you don't remember anything that I've shared, just remember to be on there, be yourself, and connect with people every single day. Because when you do that, eventually there will come a day when people become your friends. And when they become your friends, naturally, they will become your customers. And some of them will even become your business partners. Just repeat. So important. I can't emphasize. Although wonderful attraction I'm having today is because I've done this for the past 2 years. And the first year, I didn't even have the structure. I was very blind, just like everyone here. Because I was starting out, I was just experimenting a lot. Okay, so now with the structure, and hopefully with discipline, after serious discussions with your upline, when you do implement this, I believe it will create results for you much faster, and it will create long-term results, which is what we hope for in the end. So I think that's everything I have for today. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you.